You know, when you think about it, Jesus' ministry, when it began, one of the first things he did was he went to find some people to pour his life into. And think about it, he didn't look for people that were perfect or people that were popular. He just looked for average people. I think about people like Matthew, who was a tax collector, or he went down to the docks and he talked to Peter and to James and John and Andrew, and he told them to drop their nets and to follow him. The pages of the New Testament are just the story of Jesus pouring his life into these men, and Jesus' plan from the beginning, and even when you think about it, his only plan to reach this world was to pour his life into 12 men. You know, to evaluate whether Jesus' plan was effective, all you have to do is look at the New Testament. There's so many examples. I think about somebody like Paul, the Apostle Paul. He wasn't, after his conversion, satisfied being a lone ranger. He went and found other men that he could pour his life into. And I think about men like Barnabas and, people like Timothy and Titus and others that he poured his life into. And, the effectiveness of that is the fact that we've heard of Jesus today. We've heard of Christ Jesus because they cared to follow the example that Jesus set. There can be no argument that Jesus' plan worked. That's how we heard about Jesus, and others followed that plan and it worked as well. To pass this plan to the next generation, the International Department of Youth and Christian Education is committed to discipleship. What is a disciple? A follower, a student, a learner. Jesus said, "Go and make disciples." We know who said it. We know we're supposed to do it. Sounds pretty simple, right? But is your church doing it? Or even more importantly, are you doing it? After conversion, then what? What's the next step? Water baptism? What next? What is the process by which your church is making followers of Jesus? There's a renaissance of discipleship happening right now in churches across the world. We must be more than a mile wide and an inch deep. Through spiritual formation, care, service, and community, there's renewed emphasis on the priority of making disciples. There are many ways to do it. There's no single method. There's only stories. Experience them at ycechurchofgod.org.